Hey, how's it going? Trevor here. Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about the explosive pull-off. This was something pioneered by Michael Hedges, which gives a sort of almost drum fill type vibe. And then you'd hit like a crash cymbal at the end, which would be kind of symbolizing our slap harmonics there. What's so interesting about this is this can work in any tuning that you do. It's a little bit difficult to get the hang of it, but I want to talk about what is happening on a technical level with this. And then once you start to get more comfortable with it, it's so much fun to put into as many spots as you can find. So I'm going to play through this first, and then we'll break down what it is. So I'll play through this now at 72 beats per minute with a click. 1, 2, ready, go. This is such a, hence the name, explosive pull-off. It's such an interesting sound, right? Now, the first thing to think about with this is that we're sort of reversing what we talked about before. When you do a hammer-on and then a pull-off, you want to make sure you're not hitting any of the other strings, right? Because you're isolating exactly the notes that you want. Well, in this case, you actually have to serve as a sort of slow strum. You're actually going to be pulling off where you have pressed onto back to just to the edge of the sound to the fretboard there. Okay, and what I find is that when I do this, it's a little bit easier to let the third finger kind of get a little bit more of that strum. You don't want to do it too fast. You want to really drag. So like da 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 da. Think about it like that way. Da da. And then you'd hit there. What you can do is practice putting this in different spots as well. They all have a slightly different texture to them. Sometimes it's slightly early, sometimes it's slightly late when you hit the slap harmonic. But the most important thing is just getting that build up with a slow strum with your left hand, right, or your fretting hand. So what you want to do is when you hammer this on, you can lift this second finger off. If you try to drag both of them at the same time, you're actually going to be muting one along the way. As your second finger goes down, your third finger is going to start muting it. So what I would recommend is really rely on that third finger again. Okay? And then the next spot that you go to is you're going to move the same exact thing up to the 5th and 4th frets there. And when you play this, you're going to do the same thing. Hammer on out of nowhere. Pull that off. Okay, and then the final one that you go to here before we work our way back down to where you started is getting to this E minor. Now what's difficult about this and why I think it's good to put it in this exercise is that hammering onto here and hammering onto here feels a little bit more natural. This is a little more difficult. And you want to be able to play the difficult things as well as some of the more easy things, right? Because I think then you'll be able to, again, hit whatever curveball gets thrown at you in whatever song. Your fingers are ready, in attack position, ready to do it. They can go, you know? So what you want to do here is you're going to hammer on your first and third, but think about being a little bit lighter on the power with your third finger, just to get a little bit more evenness in sound between those two. And then you're going to do the same thing here. Pull off with your third finger again. Then we're going to go back to here. And then back to here again. That's what starts the whole thing over again. So just keep in mind as you go through this, take your time and don't think about a super fast strum. Drag the finger just a little bit, and the more you do it, you're going to get a feel for how this works. At first, it feels like complete magic, right? Then once you get into it, it's not that it's immediately easy, but it does get easier to figure out how to do it, how to approach it, right? So now we've gone through all of that. Let's actually go through this together with a click at 72 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready, go. So these techniques are very helpful in developing a sort of more rhythmic fretting hand, and that's really important with some of these fingerstyle pyrotechnics that we're going through. So in the next lesson, we're going to talk about getting some ghost strums. So very precise mutes, whether they're strums or individual strings, where you're actually muting, but you're still picking the notes down there. Again, to just give a little bit more of a nice rhythmic groove aspect to it. So stick around, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye.